Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to a new video. The UDYR is back this patch, big time, but it was legit out of the blue, from nowhere. He could not even win 50% of his games last patch, and now he suddenly got the highest win rate. What happened? Normally, I would have just chucked this into another video as like a side thing, but to be honest, there are a lot of different things that came together for this, which makes it pretty cool. So first up, UDYR OP since when? Well, since about a week ago. At bronze and silver, he is the best. You cannot dispute that. Above, you could say Xin and UDYR are very close, but Xin's is a lot easier, and in the hands of good players this patch, UDYR has won around 60% of games, which is a very, very crazy level. That is like Twitch and Janna level at their peak. To find out what happened, we kind of have to go back a bit. He was reworked, mini reworked in 7.8. The main thing being that his Q was given a new mechanic. It was a damage over time, which applied every 3 attacks. If you could attack fast enough to reapply it before it ran out, you would deal the remaining damage instantly. In 7.10, his mana costs were lowered, another buff, and in 7.21, so just gone, his AD per level was increased to an insane level. 5 AD per level from 3.2. At level 18, you have close to 150 AD now naturally. Lee Sin has 115. That is an extra BF sword for free. They also gave him an extra 20% AD on that Q ratio bonus as well. So his Q now has a 6-second cooldown with no cooldown reduction, does 150 base damage over 2 seconds, plus 180% of your AD. Most abilities have between 50 to 80% AD ratios. 100% is considered crazy. Sion has 117%, but has to fully charge his Q for that to work. UDYR presses one button and gets a guaranteed 180% bonus AD damage spell. Those buffs were pretty ridiculous. I think he would have come back this patch anyway, honestly, but then a bunch of other stuff changed as well. His worst matchups that are really bad are tanks, Sejuani and Rammus in particular, and his best matchups, the ones he really beats, are the damage champions. If you want to know why the whole jungle meta has changed this patch, go and check out my video from yesterday, which I'll link below, but Sejuani and Rammus got direct nerfs. They are not played as much, and they are worse anyway. Damage is back everywhere. Kayn, Lee Sin, Nidalee, Rengar, Rek'Sai, Ezreal, Elise, even Evelynn. He beats them all really hard. The new UDYR is kind of the king of damage junglers at the moment. He does more burst and is a better duelist than any of these. That means that any 2v2 he's going to win. Any 1v1 he wins. He can farm faster, he can gank very well, he can fight better. He's all around a better damage jungler for now. This meta shift took him over the top, from his worst matchups to now his best. Tanks out, damage in. That is why he looks so good. When his win rate was very low, you would have had Sejuani and Rammus beating him last patch and in every game. You didn't have damage junglers on the enemy team to beat. Now that's completely swapped. Engage supports also bot lane jump in and bring crowd control for the team. That is something he massively lacks when you pick him as a jungler. Even Ardent Sensor has made a big difference. UDYR's biggest problem is being kites around, honestly. Sensor supports are made for this. The Janna knockup, slow, knockback, Lulu's polymorph, the slow, the knockup, plus all the shields and heals to block his damage. It isn't just the meta though, it's also how he can increase his Q damage to an insane level. AD per level buff gave his Q an extra 90 damage at level 18 for free, an extra 60 at level 12. Moving away from just UDYR though, Steric's Gauge mini rework. This used to give 30% base AD and another 30% if the shield procced, right? The problem was though, in 7.9, the shield was changed to 75% of your bonus health from items only, from 30% max health. This means for damage champions who are not building health, the shield is pretty bad. If it procs, you're going to die soon after anyway. That was changed to 50% base AD the entire time now. So you have more base AD, which means more AD into that crazy Q ratio, and also Trinity Force. This is the next point. Warrior Trinity Sterix is now the build normally. Trinity Force has the Sheen damage, which is 200% of your base AD. Nothing can really buff that properly apart from Sterix, which is increasing that by 50% now. This is why the two items together have become ridiculous. It is a win-win situation for UDYR. Sterix buffs the Sheen damage. We can weave our stances to get constant off cooldown Sheen procs, which is overpowered anyway, and the extra AD feeds into our Q damage as well. Trinity is really, really good after the rework for UDYR. Everything on that item feeds into his kit and makes him even stronger in some way or another. Even Further Battle gives his Q an extra 120 damage roughly because the ratio is so dumb. I'll show you the most common builds, runes, masteries, and everything right now, but to sum it up, we had insane buffs for UDYR, more AD per level, and the Q has more damage. We had a jungle matchup shift from his worst matchups to now his best matchups, and the sensor nerf as well was removing supports that could kite him. Your Q now having 180% AD ratio is crazy. It's supposed to be because it's a damage over time spell, but it doesn't really work like that in practice. Trinity Force, your Sheen damage is too easy to proc with his kit, making it way more effective than on normal champions. And finally, your Sterix rework, more Sheen damage, more Q damage, and even tenacity now to not get kited around as much. So there you have it. That is why UDYR is a monster now this patch. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed it, really helps me out. But for now, I'll leave you with the robots.